Leases are the topic of this Growing Greener learning moment. And we have so much information that we needed to break the topic into two parts. In part one, we'll start with the basics. Now, the fact that the Joshua Green Corporation focuses on good tenants and triple net leases have paid off during this downturn. Maybe the term triple net lease is new to you. If you have ever rented an apartment or a house, you probably paid the landlord only for the use of the residence. Utilities like gas, electric, water, cable, internet, they were your responsibility. Occasionally, however, the landlord may cover a utility, like your water. Landlords and tenants negotiate several types of leases on commercial property, and I emphasize negotiate. The three most common are gross or full service, percentage, and net leases. The gross lease and the net-based leases are on two ends of the leasing spectrum. Gross rent, or a gross rent lease, is a lease with a flat rent fee that encompasses rent and all costs associated with ownership, such as taxes, insurance, and utilities. A gross lease can be modified to meet the needs of the tenants. For example, a gross lease may exclude utilities, requiring the tenant to absorb these costs. A percentage lease is a type of lease where the tenant pays a base rent plus a percentage of any revenue earned while doing business on the rental premises. A percentage lease generally decreases the base rate for lessees and offers the lessor additional upside potential. A triple net lease is a lease agreement on a property whereby the tenant or lessee promises to pay all the expenses of the property, including real estate taxes, building insurance, and maintenance. These payments are in addition to the fees for rent and utilities, and all payments are typically the responsibility of the landlord in the absence of a triple, double, or single net lease. Triple net leases tend to have a lower rent charge because the tenant assumes more of the ongoing expenses for the property. Triple net leased properties have become popular investment vehicles for investors because they provide low risk, steady income. According to Paul Roeder from URG, there are varying degrees of netness. A single net lease on a commercial property might include property taxes in addition to rent. A double net lease on a commercial property may include property taxes and property insurance in addition to rent. Now, I hope that this basic coverage of lease options have been instructive. For part two, we'll explore the leases in more detail. Until our next learning moment, be well.